Hi, this is Elena from Everything Plant Related, and we're just gonna do a quick overview today. So I got a lot of transplanting to do over here. I realized that these PG hydrangeas are too close together because they're gonna spread out much wider, so I'm gonna transplant them. This one I'm gonna put over there. I think they're just gonna trade places, and that little guy I'm gonna put over there, and we'll just see how it goes. Everything else is doing all right. I'm gonna do some transplanting over here because I put in hydrangeas, but I have to move the roses and all the additional plants, so we'll just see how things grow out. In this garden by the steps in the front, I have made into native plantings. As you can see, the red twig dogwoods. We have the summer sweet and inkberry, and then that one is a common physocarpus 9 bark. Then I have the gold winterberry, and then I have a red winterberry on the other side. It did have 2 berries, but now there's only 1 for winter interest. It is interesting. I do have some other things like spice bush. So let's just see how it grows out, because I'm getting roses and I do want to fit a few roses in here. This is a 15 foot by 3 or 4. So I think at least 3 roses could fit in here. The only problem is I can't make it symmetrical because people need access to that oil pipe. So, and also I put in a step for people to step. So before I had that down there, people would step on my plants and I was so sad. So unfortunately I have to figure something out with the symmetrical placement. Like you see 1 and then 2, 2. So that will be in the way, but I can't really put anything right here to make it like on each side of the bush, which is okay. I'll just figure something else out. I'm going to do just a quick walkthrough. There's nothing growing in the winter song jugs yet. It is very cold still, usually 9 to 49 degrees. This is where I have my hops right here, my cherry tree, my pear tree, some native plants. I have potatoes actually down there. I have to put in the pavers, so that's a job. Mulberry, nectarine, peach, and my native little plantings there. And still have to put in pavings over here. Have to clean that fence. It's not our fence, and I don't like white fences for that reason. And here I've put in a American larch tree. It's so cool. And then I have the black spruce. So yeah, I'm just gonna see how they do. Then I have more fruit trees and bushes. Have to put in the pavers. Yep, more paver job. And sometimes I just transplant if I don't have a spot, just so I have the plant in the ground. And it was pretty cool. There was a wasp underneath this, and I can see if I could show you if this allows me, because it's super frozen today. Where did she go? I don't see her anymore. She must be under there. But yeah. So more paving jobs here. And I don't have plans for these beds. They're just kind of, they have their fruit trees and fruit bushes, but that's my like propagation station where I throw seeds down or propagate little perennials and little sticks. So here you can see this is all propagated. I just stuck it in the ground in the foreground, so then I just know where it is. This area is kind of coming along because it has purple and orange, so it has geum, tangerine geum, which is really cool orange. And then it had some purples, and I transplanted anise hyssop next to it. So, and that's an elderberry, and that's an American hazel. pink blueberry right there. My awesome plum tree hasn't borne anything yet, but it's still young. I only had it for a few years. So now this is the spot to talk about. So I transplanted my 2 grapes on the trellises, and then I transplanted the fig that was over here, blackjack fig. It's supposed to produce fruit sooner and for longer, so we'll see what happens. And this is a full sun area next to the house, so it'll be pretty warm for it. I have another fig on the other side, and it's in part shade, and it produces really well. So we could talk about this nice area that had a lot of work done to it. I put in the pavers and extended that bed right there. Then we put in the arch trellis, and I want it to be inviting. So this is coming from the house, and you can kind of get a glimpse of it. And it's gonna have climbing rows on it. So as we're walking up from the house, we can see there's seating. It's a little wildlife bird bath pond and a bird bath on the other side. I need to get irregular flagstone for this path here. I think that would be very nice. And I had an idea of making like a sea turtle pattern from the stones right at the entrance. But I'm gonna make it face west. I believe in some tradition. It's supposed to be a sign of longevity, good luck, all those good things. So as we walk through the path, super nice view. My son helped me put in the rest of the stones that we collected as we dug things out. Dug the pavers out. There's a lot of stone, so we collected it. I didn't throw it out, and thankfully, because we can now use it for this wildlife pond. Now this bed, it was only 3 feet wide, and this is 18 feet long. So we already have plants in there. We have blueberries, arrowwood viburnum. That's a blueberry right there in the corner, and then peonies I put in, asparagus. We have plants in there, plus reseeded plants too. You could see the asparagus grounds there. That's a Brussels sprout. That is fascinating to watch it grow. I had some extra summer sweet removed from the mother plant because they spread on the ground through roots. So I have 1, 2, 3, which I thought was nice, and I'm getting New Jersey tea and some native roses, so I'm gonna put all that wherever it fits as things start growing out, which is super nice. I had some climbing rose cuttings that I'm propagating, so I put them over here just to place them. And then the rest of the soil is super hard, like 2 inches down, and it feels like rock. Can't dig in there at all. So this is all going to be for vegetables. I'm starting broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. And then I'm gonna put in carrots and spinach and lettuce underneath it to intercrop. So this is the wildlife pond. I put sand on the bottom, and it has the black plastic I tried covering as much as I could with the rocks. It's not finished yet, it's a work in progress, but I really like the way it's coming out, and it's a perfect size. It's not too big and it's not too small, so I'm hoping we get some frogs this season or any kind of creatures using it. I really love it. I think it came out really good, and it's not close to the house, so we don't have to worry about flooding issues, and it's going to be surrounded by all kinds of plants. And there's raspberries, thornless raspberries, right next to it on each side. I kind of want it to be filled and cozy, so you're kind of secluded yet a little bit open. And I'm gonna have stones so we can step, and this is pretty good because there's that spout right there, so we can kind of reach over and have access to the spout as well. And this is what it looks like once we sit down. So it is very peaceful, very nice. And then on this side, we're gonna have 2 squash trellises. So as we're coming here, this bed is 18 feet long, and each trellis is 6 feet long. So I can either put 2 trellises right there before the AC, which is what I'm thinking because I don't want anything growing near the AC, or I can have one there and then one over here, but I think that's too much. This space is 6 feet, which is perfect, but it will get a little tight. So the beautiful thing is we can move anything we want, anywhere we want, thankfully. So I'm just thinking to have the 2 trellises over there. So when we walk over here, we're just gonna be under a squash trellis, which I think would be very, very cool. Very fun, plus gives us more space to grow. And I have these nettings because I grow beans on here, and peas and cucumbers, which is super helpful. So this is the largest change, and I'm really happy with it so far. So more to come. Thank you for joining me.